Yo, what is going on, VEVE gang? Welcome back to the channel, All Things Strange. It's your man, Dr. Strange, and I'm back in action. So I'm asking, are we stacking or slacking on the newest edition dropping on VEVE of Tarzan? And man, we got some things to dig into, you know what I'm saying? We got some really interesting attributes involved with this drop. So as we can see on the screen, we're on VEVE's Twitter page. As usual, we're gonna hop in, see what the VEVE fam is talking about, see how the sentiment is on this book. We're gonna hop on over to Key Collector, grab some little tidbits, some information, some knowledge, some background, and then of course we'll hop on over to eBay, see what these are going for in real life. And yeah, man, we're gonna check out some covers, you know, see what the edition size is, and ride on out, man, and figure out, are we gonna stack or slack on Tarzan number 208. Actually, on the app right now, it's not loading up picture-wise, but as you can see here, we do have Tarzan of the Apes number 207 already. So it says the sun's vengeance. When the natives killed the only creature that cared for Tarzan during his young jungle life, he must avenge the death. So obviously this is a pivotal moment in the storyline. As we can see here from the pictures, you know, he befriended an ape, you know what I'm saying? That would make perfect sense, wouldn't it? So we got VEVE Arcade, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? He's excited. You know what I'm saying? We got MSC Squad, of course, in the building. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got some people chiming in with some issues with the drop. We got the fam Maximus in the building giving us some Go Collect info here. So as we can see already, not many coming in general even graded. And you know, one of the lowest numbers is a 9.8, which should be expected. And as we can see, a 9.6, there's 21 of those, and there is 12 sales of those. And fair market value is only 65 bucks, man. You know, that's kind of wild. You know, this is an old comic, vintage, but this issue is not really highly sought after, as the prices here reflect, you know. I don't see any upcoming push for Tarzan necessarily, you know. This comic is definitely not a Marvel comic, by the way, if you didn't know. So we're gonna dig in a little bit more and see what is popping. So what can we do here? Let's get into a little bit of interesting info here. So let's hop on over to the Medium article and dig in a little bit deeper. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on the VEVE Medium article. Check it out, Tarzan of the Apes number 208. So, of course, we're gonna check out these covers here in a second. So yeah, let's get a little breakdown of the story, shall we? It says the sun's vengeance. Now a teenager, Tarzan sees the first human in his life. And from the picture books in his parents' cabin, he comes to realize he is a man. But when the natives kill the only creature that cared for him during his young jungle life, Tarzan must avenge the death. So, we're gonna get this on November 28th, which is tomorrow. Usual list price is $6.99. This is licensed by Edgar Rice Burroughs Incorporated. This was published in 1972. We're gonna have 5 cover variants as usual. Now check this out. The total editions is only 8,700. You know? So if you remember when we were on Twitter, did you notice how VEVE didn't really make a big deal about this being a super limited drop and all of that super limited stuff that they threw in? You know, they like to throw in the comic ads when it's only 10K editions dropping, you know what I'm saying? Which is super limited still. But this is even more super limited, and there's no verbiage in their Twitter, you know, tweets or anything like that. So I just find that a little bit interesting, you know what I'm saying? I think people are gonna sleep on this one as a drop, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta figure out, like, all right, is this something we just want to go for in the drop? And you know what I'm saying? Or do we really need to try and attempt to stack this thing? You know what I'm saying? So the commons is only going to be 3,000 of them. The uncommons is going to be 2,500. The rares, 1972. And the ultra rares is going to be 1,021 editions of those. And the secret rares, only 207. So we got a little bit of peekaboos on the covers here as we just went through those edition sizes, but let's dig in a little bit further here and see, man. You guys know me, you know I'm a sucker for this old art, anything like this. You know, it's funny because when I go to my LCS by me, for some reason they have these old Tarzan books, and I check them out and I like looking at the covers, you know what I'm saying? I never cracked the wallet open to buy none of them though. Like, I'm not really a fan of Tarzan like that, or the concept, you know, I don't really believe in it, but you know, cool nonetheless, you know. And I think it's kind of dope that it's not Marvel, but it's an important book, you know, still in all, at the end of the day, you know. This is in a time when there wasn't a lot to choose from, you know what I'm saying? And comics were still a new thing, at least in this form, with these colors. I mean, this, man, these drawing, the level of detail is ridiculous, you know, like, I love it. I love the colorways they always used on these old covers as well, you know. So that's our common, you know. We got a little auto down here, Joe Kuber in the cut. You know what I'm saying? I like it, man. I like that. This right here is the uncommon, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you're used to comic drops on VEVE, you know that this right here is usually what our secret rare looks like. You know what I'm saying? So off the rip, I'm digging this. I like comic book drops where each rarity is a different cover. I like that personally. It just makes me want to, like Pokemon, collect them all. You know what I'm saying? So I like this, man. I like it. Joe Kuber staking his claim once again. You know, vintage Tarzan going on right here, and I'm all for it, man. Got homies swinging through the vines and the jungles and all of that. Cool. So we've seen the common, the uncommon, so let's hop on over to the rare. And the rare looks like it's going to be a gold variant of the original cover, and I actually like it. And I noticed that with these Tarzan covers that we get and rarities we get a lot of gold, and I like the gold, man. I think that in the showroom this is going to be a good look, you know what I'm saying? It's going to have that gold status, you know what I mean? Because look at it, like, out of all of these rarities, that's the only gold one. You know what I'm saying? And if you like that black and gold like I do, you might want this in the Stidash. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. Let me know below what you guys think. You know, I'm definitely interested in your thoughts. And now let's hop on over to the ultra rare, which to me looks just like another secret rare. You know what I'm saying? So this is hard to me. I like this. I actually like this. I like this drop a lot, to be honest with you. Like, these covers, I really am digging it. I'm just curious, you know, who penned these. Like, this is not no, you know, oh, VEVE artist, Marvel art, because it's not Marvel. So it's like, did all these variants really exist in real life? Like, we got to dig in a little bit and see what's going on here, because it's really interesting. So now we're going to look at the secret rare. Wow. You know, and I have a feeling this is the original artwork, because it just looks like, you know, there's no influence of a modern artist really shining through on this, you know. So I'm tempted to believe that this is also going to be a panel pull. You know, I don't know if this book exists in real life, like looking like this. It looks like it's like leather bound, like a, this is sick. I like this, man. I wonder if this exists in real life. We're gonna have to see. So this dropped in May, back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And there's your secret rare. I like it. I like it a lot. You know what? I like to keep it a little spicy. So let's switch it up a little something. You know what I'm saying? I found a little write-up on this on a blog spot, Clink, I should say. And let's dig in a little bit here because I like the information they got on this this book that we are about to get here, Tarzan of the Apes, Volume 1, number 208. And it says a fine splash page recaps the previous issue's events. So our cover is not even from this book. It's showing, you know what I'm saying, the previous issue's events, followed by chronicles of a youthful Tarzan among the great apes. Joe Kubert's workmanship continues in part 2 of the Ape Man's origins. His rendition of apes, lions, panthers, and other animals are among the finest in comics. Other highlights include the advent of a tropical storm on page 10 and the proud African tribesman on page 19. This 52-pager also contains Tarzan reprints from the 1930s and an ongoing adaptation of John Carter, Warlord of Mars. This story was later reprinted in limited collector's edition C22. Other artists in this Bronze Age comic include Hal Foster and Gray Moreau. This is 2 of 44 Tarzan issues by Kubert. And it says Kubert cover, pencils and inks, A Son's Vengeance, Kubert story, pencils and inks, 26 pages. So here you go, some more panel action here from Joe. And man, this is that classic heat that I like, you know. So let's hop on over to eBay and see what we can find out in the real world for sale and get some at least physical values on this book. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here we are on eBay. Off the rip, we can see that at least we have some issues popping up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many we'll have here, but interesting. Very low prices. Of course, you know, the condition of them are probably very questionable, you know. As far as the variants we were seeing before, I don't see them. You know what I'm saying? I see a 9.2 here going for $100. Let us hit the sort button and go by highest price to see what comes up here. And that is one of our higher priced editions for sale. We have people selling these in lots a lot, I noticed here. And what's interesting is how it says first DC issue, and this is not, you know, our book here. This is the first Tarzan, but it's just interesting how it says that. And this one's the second DC issue. Interesting. You know, and on our cover, you know, we're getting the official, real, first non-DC affiliated version, as you can see here. So, very interesting. You know, does that mean that these here are all technically some types of reprints, and the one that we have is the original? I'm starting to feel that way, you know. On top of that, it being under 10K drop is another thing that's very interesting to me. I did go for the first Tarzan drop. I don't know if I maxed out I don't think I maxed out my attempts. Nah. I think what happened was I went for as many as I could, and I could only get, I think it was either 1 or 2 on that drop. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again on this drop. I think there's probably a good 4,000 to 5,000 of us going for this drop. So between, you know, the first hit and the first rebounds, that 4-minute mark, I don't think there's going to be a lot left on this this book. So that would tend to make me think that in the aftermarket, it's going to do well, at least at first. You know, it might go down from there as people get tempted to make 25 to 30 cents, you know what I'm saying, listed it for $7 or something. I don't know, you know, like I always tell you guys, I'm not really too high into trying to get into price predictions, especially right now in this market. Like, what does it really matter? I mean, talking a matter of $1 to $2, like, what do you think you're going to get for a common of Tarzan in the down market, even with low editions? I don't know. But I don't expect it to be too much, because what would I pay for it? You know what I'm saying? Like $10 maybe for a common, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to put it in perspective. Like, I haven't looked in a couple of days, but I think you can get Marvel Spotlight #5 Ghost Rider first appearance for around $10 or something like that, you know, or Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 50, you know, like one of those. You know, we got a lot of bangers on the app, so it's hard to justify this book being, you know, $20 or something. Back in the days in another market, it could have, you know, and that could have been considered the low end of books, because at one point you were hard pressed to find a common for under $18 on the app. So wow, you know how things have changed. You know what I'm saying? So I think this would come in maybe around $8, the highest maybe. I don't know. You know, I like the ultra rares, the rares, the uncommon. I like them all. So I'm definitely going for this drop. I don't think that we're even in a position to be like, oh, I'm stacking on the drop, because it's such a limited amount. You're going to be lucky to get 1 or 2. So, you know, in that regard, obviously, you know what I'm doing. I'm going for the drop, and, you know, I'm going to back out as fast as possible and go for as many as I can. And in the aftermarket, is this something to stack? I'm not sure. Honestly, it's a little questionable, you know, especially because gems are hard to come by, at least for me. You know, I'm posting things in the market and not necessarily selling unless I slam them at the floor and hope someone else doesn't undercut me. And it's just not an active market. You know, I've been on this app at a time where you had to really make sure you wanted to sell something, because if you messed around and listed it even above the floor, it could get picked off that fast. You'd be like, damn, I should have listed a little higher, or maybe I don't know if I really want to sell that, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like the actual books though. That aspect of it has me wanting to collect them all, you know, however I can get them. So in that regard, I don't know if I'll be stacking, you know what I'm saying? I would have to say I'm slacking on this drop, but only from the perspective of like the aftermarket and what the prices do. I think that the prices are gonna hold up pretty decent, you know what I'm saying, to where it's gonna make me question, do I want to spend this for Tarzan, or do I want to spend this for something else? You know what I'm saying? And that's where, you know, unless these prices really tank for this stuff, and with it being such a limited drop, I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know if I want to stack, because for me, part of stacking is the long-term gain that I think I could get on it. And don't get me wrong, right now, or in the next couple of weeks, will probably be the floor for this item, just like it is for a lot of other items. But at the same time, it's about what you want to spend your money on right now. You know, like if I get me a little windfall from somewhere and I got, you know, a lump sum of money, and then I get like a couple items that I, you know, big money items that I've been wanting, and then I have some change left over, is this the book I'm going to go chase? And, you know, that's part of the issue with selling stuff now as well, is so much to choose from. You know what I'm saying? You could post something, especially in comics, it's like things are getting more buried, because when people even see the book, the first thing they see listed is just a common. And you could have listed a secret rare for a great price. And when you list it, that's going to make that book pop up as one of the top books under listings, like for comics. But the problem is, someone will be like, okay, someone just listed a new comic, you know, of this book, and they clicking thinking it's the common, and it was you listing a secret rare for a great price. That they're sitting here like, was it a uncommon? Was it a rare? You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to selling rares and uncommons of books that aren't necessarily hot or appealing to people, or the people that want them kind of got them, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? I could put for sale a low mint uncommon or rare for a great price, and it may not sell just because people are A, not looking at even the common of that book. It's not super hot anymore. And then B, what's the odds of them clicking or wanting the uncommon or the rare, even if it's at a great price? So that's where I guess, you know, using the feed and making little ads and doing, you know what I'm saying? But when we have way more activity and money on the app, you know what I'm saying, selling these things were a lot easier, obviously, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't think that it's a rush for me to really grab this book up. I don't have to worry about it taking off in price, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Because again, for it to outprice certain books, it's just not going to happen because it won't make sense. People are not, like, why spend, you know, $30 on a common for this book, even though it might have lower mints than Star Wars, but Star Wars is still Star Wars. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, at the end of the day, I would officially have to say I will be slacking. Although technically I am stacking because I'm going for as many as I can on the drop, right? But it's not going to allow me to stack it. It's not. And in the aftermarket, if it tanks, which I don't think it's gonna, I could see stacking some. The only question is which ones, you know what I'm saying? I'm really digging this common cover. It's very classic, but again, you know, with the books we're getting on this drop, I really am digging all the covers, you know what I'm saying? They're all hot. They're all hot classic joints, man. So let me know what you guys feel. Let me know if you were stacking or slacking on this drop, at least in aftermarket, because I don't think we're going to be able to stack on the drop, guys. It's not going to happen. So let me know what you think, man, below in the comments. But for now, All Things Strange is out.